All right, so I'm a noob and it's shut, so that's okay. Olive oil in the bottom. I chopped my chicken up into pieces here, so it'll cook faster. And what you want to do with that is, I'm just going to set this up here because that'll probably work better. All right, so I want to just kind of lightly season this with just some salt and a little bit of pepper. And I'm just gonna get it coated. All right, so there's gonna be some pauses in here, but it's gonna be as if you're with me. So chicken fingers, not chicken fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and start the pot. Just that oil gets hot. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. I think you can still see me. Yeah. I'm in my fancy pants. So this better not go out to anybody else than those that know and love me. All right, so as that's getting hot, I'm going to just grab some tongs so that way I don't have to touch the chicken. So probably should let it warm up a little bit more, but that's all right. I'm not going to be cooking this completely. I'm just doing it mostly so it can get browned on the bottom or on the edges of it. Sorry. I love these, by the way. I hope you've used them a lot. All right, just getting that ready because I'm going to put the chicken on that. Something I did not tell you to get, and it's just because I just found it in the fridge, was some thyme. So I'm just going to, while that's cooking, I'm going to just de-stem some thyme and get that ready. So I don't know if you know de-stemming, I'm sure you do, but just in case, basically grab a sprig, grab the end, and you just kind of pull, grab the top of it and then just kind of just run your fingers down, not too hard. Because you just want to get the leaves. You don't want the woody stem part. If it's part of it on the tip where those stems are pretty okay. So if you've got fresh thyme. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of flip the chicken a little bit. I will be right back. All right, it's just get lightly browned, and I just flipped it over all those pieces. That's what's good about doing those smaller pieces because they cook much faster. And I was saying you could, if you wanted to, just chop it up into some smaller pieces and raw, and even smaller than what that is, and like almost not quite ground, but just really chopped up. And then you can just throw that in your stock pot and just cook it, boil it basically. Boiling them makes them kind of tender. If you are using chunk chicken or rotisserie chicken, you just add that in at the end as well. So not a whole lot of time, but enough. And then just kind of rough chop it so it gets some aromaticness to it. All right, so let's go check on that chicken. So just lightly browned for the most part. And I actually have that on high. Probably should have turned it down a little bit, but that's okay. Just the chicken. Like I said, I don't care if it's done. And I'm just putting this on cutting board. You can put it on a plate or whatever. So I'm going to chop it up a little bit later. This is 2 breasts worth. So I would, if you're really, depends on how meaty you want to make it. So there's a little bit of brown still on the skillet, which is on the bottom of the pan, which is great. You can keep it that way. Like I said, I turned this down to medium. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to that, maybe a couple teaspoons, just shy of a tablespoon. And so I want to do my veggies in. So that was the carrots and the celery, not cucumber. And then, like I said, I am not going to do all these onions. So about equal parts on all of those. So you kind of stir them up so they're evenly distributed on the bottom of your pan. So I will do the garlic, because I didn't have any garlic, and the thyme comes in later. So I'm just cleaning up my mess here. And just see the rest of the messy kitchen. So just cleaning up stuff. I'll put everything away later. Because I want to get to make the noodles time. Alright, so the thing I recommend with noodles is, so my basic recipe that my grandma made, was just like what I told you over the phone. It was just flour, salt, and eggs, but the recipe I found actually had some milk in it. And I thought that was pretty interesting, and so I kind of read up some more stuff. It makes it a little bit more tender, which might be good. So before I get my hands really in there and they're going to be messy, I'm going to check the mirepoix again. So this usually, oh God, that smells so good. So you want these to get tender, and the the onions basically to become translucent, is the thing. So, but anyway, the milk helps the noodles stay kind of tender. So I got a heaping cup, and I actually kind of messed up from the other thing I read on the recipe that I got. So you want to add, so this is the bowl that I used last time, so it's not dirty, and I used it just literally about 20 minutes ago. You can put in the big bowl, do your 2 eggs. And I believe it was 2 tablespoons of milk, roughly. And then the recipe actually said, that I saw, and I tasted it, because you know how I taste my we'll taste the noodles to make sure that they taste okay. I always make sure that there's enough salt in it, and I actually probably should have added more salt last time. So I'm just stirring up those veggies before I get my hands all in everything. So I'm actually going to do 2 teaspoons of salt.